Hi Flosstube, it's Jeanie again, and I am back with, I think, Flosstube number 5. I think I got off on my counting for my last videos, but I think this is number 5. And today I'm going to show you some new starts, WIPS, Stitch Maynia plans, and then a little bit of haul. So what you're looking at here, you guys, is actually a cross stitch that my grandfather did. And he wasn't, I don't know that he did lots of cross stitching, but he actually did this for my mom. And I was just looked at the date on the back, and it was on May 1st of 1979. And my mom had a sign that had the same saying on it, and he cross stitched this on burlap for my mom back in the late 70s. So I thought that was really fun. And I think I shared on a video that my mom died unexpectedly earlier this year, just a few months ago, and I was back in Indiana last week helping my sister and brother clean out her house. And so I brought this always hung over the kitchen window in her kitchen, and so I brought it back, and I'm going to hang it in my home, probably in my entryway. So anyway, I thought I would, since I've been sharing vintage stitching with you, I thought I would show it to you. And it's, my grandfather was a we called him Doodle, and he was a major character. So anyway, so that is a little blast from the past for you there. I do have some new starts that are now in my WIP pile here, so let me show you those. Because I was traveling, I actually did some stitching on the plane and stitching in the airports when I had layovers and things like that. So I currently live in California. So it's quite a journey to get back to Indiana, and I was there for a little over a week, and it was tough, but it was cathartic too, so that was good. But I took a couple of projects with me, and they were both new starts, I think, since I have done a video. And so this I actually picked up at Hobby Lobby when I was home for my mom's funeral in February, and we don't have a Hobby Lobby anywhere near where I live in California. I think the closest one might be in Ventura, which is a couple hours away. So don't really get down there. But anyway, but I picked up this kit when I was in Indiana in February, and the reason this one appealed to me is because my mom always signed everything, her texts and everything. Even when she hand wrote stuff, she would sign it XOXO. So so I got this, and I'm just been stitching on that. I also carry this one in my purse because then I work on it at breaks at work and things like that. So and you guys, I'm so close to several finishes and on lots of things, and I should have some finishes, but I'm kind of an ADD stitcher, and I like to I just like to mix it up. I stitch on, I don't really have a formal rotation. I stitch on what I feel like stitching. So it's fun as far as stitching goes, but it doesn't make for finishes very often. So anyway, so this one, you guys, I decided to participate in Priscilla and Chelsea's Bless Our Home Stitch Along. This is my first stitch along. This is also my first time using variegated threads. Actually I should say my second time, because I'm using variegated threads also on my Irish Blessing project. But one thing I found with these is and I'm doing Priscilla's conversion, but the threads that I got are not very variegated. So anyway, but I did buy the needle minder, and I'm actually doing this, you guys. I want to do some stuff on linen, and I have linen and even weave, but I keep chickening out and going back to Aida because I'm afraid I'll be frustrated. So I make enough mistakes on Aida, so I keep chickening out. But so this is on 14 count sky blue. I thought it would be, the sample is on kind of a brownish, but I thought the sky blue would be pretty behind this little blue house. So anyway, so that's where I am on that. And like I said, I did most of this stitching in the airport or on the plane. So and again, my fancy flosses are not very variegated. I mean, I've seen other people's on Instagram where they're super variegated, and mine are not. In fact, especially this brown color, I ended up just stitching it just traditionally, back and forth rather than stitch by stitch, because I couldn't tell that it's variegated when I was stitching it. So the red is a little bit more variegated, and these are all classic color works. And I know this varies from dye lot to dye lot, but a lot of them, just like I said, I don't hardly see any variation in the blue. So maybe it's just me, I don't know. But But anyway, but I prefer to stitch, you know, one leg across and then one leg back. So if the thread's not very variegated, then that's what I've been doing. So anyway, I digress. But there is Bless Our Home, the stitch along. Then moving on to WIPS, I think that you have seen before. This is my retro stitch. I like to go back and do, you know, find these old patterns. And I got this one at a used bookstore here in my area, and this is the pattern. And it's out of, this book is Hearts at Home. It's a old Stony Creek from the 80s. And I am stitching, I'm in the Irish Blessing phase, and so I am stitching this one right here. So, and really I've used all the called for colors. It's all DMC. And the thing, because I love it, I think this part dates it, but I love everything else about it, the color combination and everything. And this is where I am. And this one is on lamb's wool. This is also 14 count Aida on lamb's wool. And the thing I'm loving about this, now this one takes, there's lots of confetti. You guys, this pattern uses like a lot of colors that are right next to each other. Like there are 4 colors of yellow in this that are all, you know, 749, 748, 747. So, so lots of shading and everything. So this one takes a little bit more concentration, but, you know, I like my projects to vary, so I have some things that I can just mindlessly stitch and some things I have to pay attention to. So anyway, so that is where I am on that, and I'm really enjoying that project, and I think I'm really happy with how it's coming out. Then let me show you the Starks. Got some challenges with this one, which it's an easy stitch. I don't get it, but anyway, I'm doing this one for my son, and I was debated, you guys, on whether or not to put the title on it, because when I showed this to people who, if you're Game of Thrones fans, you know who the Starks are, and when I have shown this to people who are not stitchers but they're Game of Thrones fans, I actually just had these middle characters done, and I was showing it to my daughter's boyfriend, and I'm like, can you tell what this is? And he looked at it for a minute, and then he was like, oh my gosh, it's the Starks. So it was kind of fun, I think, for him to sort of figure out what it was. And so that's why I thought, oh, it might be fun just not to even put the title on it. But then I thought I needed to move my Q-snap, and I thought, oh, I think I'll just put it on and see if I like it. So, but I'm thinking I should, so here's where I am, and I'm thinking I probably should have gone with my gut, because you guys, I have frogged this twice, and I'm going to need to do it again because I'm off. I have an extra stitch on the end of my E, so I have this really funky looking E here, and I didn't even realize it till I started back stitching. But basically the first time when I started I left this part off the H, and so then I was off, you know, this wasn't, the S wasn't lining up, and I'm like, why isn't this lining up? Well, I had missed this whole part, so I took all this out again. Actually, I left the T, I think, because the T was okay, but I had to take the E. I had the E done too, and then when I redid the E, and this, I'm still off a stitch, but I don't think it's going to matter, so I'm just leaving it. But like I said, now my E doesn't look like an E because I have an extra stitch here on the end. So I think I should have just listened to my gut and not put because this is giving me so much trouble. And you guys, this is fractional stitches. I mean, almost every letter is these fractional stitches, so it's a pain to frog. And this is also 14 count, that fiddler's cloth, and so it's really stiff, and it's really, I mean, gosh, my fingers are sore from pushing the needle through for those 3/4 stitches. So anyway, but now, so right now I'm leaving my wonky E, and I'm going to finish everything else, and then I'm going to see how it looks, and I might still need to take this letter out and redo it, but I think I'm going to go ahead and leave the title. But anyways, so I think last time you saw this, I did have the characters done, but I did get this part done, and I started back stitching in their names. And as soon as I get the back stitching done here and here, then I'm going to move the Q-snap. I have 2 more wolves to do here and 2 more characters to do here, and I am going to change up the colors on one of the wolves because I don't think she's about the same color as the cloth, and so I'm going to use some of the other colors to do her so she stands out a little bit more. So anyway, but that is my Clouds Factory Game of Thrones The Starks, and this is a birthday gift from my son, which I got to get moving on it because his birthday is in late June. So, and I would like to get it framed. Next WIP is the Let It Be Dimensions kit. And this was one of my first ones that I started on when I started back to cross stitching, and I did make a little bit of progress on this. I just really haven't felt like working on this one, but I'm so close to getting it done. Both the Starks and this one, I'm so close to getting it done. I just need to hunker down and get it done because I do like to have finishes, but I did get a little bit more of the back stitching done. So I back stitched all of this pink flower there, and I backstitched the rest of the bugs. So I backstitched the bee and the also the stem and the monarch here. And so really I have the half stitching to finish up over in here. I need to do the back stitching on the yellow flower, and then I'm debating again, I think I said this in my last video, but I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to add the words. I don't know. I might. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I might leave the words off and maybe do another bee over here. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I was going to go ahead and finish up all the other stuff first and then figure out what I thought. But I do like it, and it's the Aida is, this is just the Aida from the kit, and it is softening up, excuse me, as I handle it and that kind of thing. But anyway, but it is cute, and I just haven't felt that much like working on it. And then my last one, you guys, is the my Twisted Threads Irish Blessing. And this is an interesting pattern, you guys, because it didn't mark the middle of this. And so I did, like I think I said in my last video, I didn't measure the fabric right, so I don't have very much margins. But there's my cute needle minder, but that I got for this. But this is where I am on it. Not very far, but I am, now that in this lighting I am seeing the variegation a little bit more. I was also a little bit disappointed that it wasn't more variegated, because like I said, I'm doing stitch by stitch to keep, and not doing the loop start, just to keep the variegation. But I am seeing it a little bit more in this natural light, so maybe just where I stitch I don't see it all that much. But anyway, so that's where I am on this one. So, and I'm just kind of going down the rows here. And I always like to work my patterns, you guys, to where I get all the colors in, because these are the only 3 colors in it. So it's pretty simple, but anyway, so that is where I am on this one. All right, so let's move on. Oh, sorry. Let's move on to Stitch Mania plans. I didn't really I planned super well for Stitch Mania because I said I was only going to have 3 projects going, and how many did I have there? 6 at least. But I am going to go ahead and do a few things, or get a few things started this month. And I think, I'm going to go ahead and for a Stitch Mania start. And one of them, you guys, is the Nora Corbett. Now, I have a cross stitch buddy. Many of you may know her as Catcrazycreations, Sonia. She is also going to start a Nora Corbett when she finishes up one of her projects. And check out her channel. She's got beautiful projects, and she's getting close to some finishes too on one of her big projects, so take a look at that. But she said her next project is going to be a Nora Corbett, and so I think we're going to try to maybe coordinate that a little bit. I think there's another person that is interested, so if we end up doing a formal stitch along, I'll let you know. But anyway, so I'm dying. I got some fabric. One of the things I was waiting on to start it is I wanted to get some new fabric for it, because I bought a few things and then I didn't. One of them was Jade by Picture This Plus, and it was because this mermaid is so green and kind of mint green. I thought she was going to blend in too much. So I went ahead and got a different piece of fabric hand dyed by Stephanie. I'll show you that here in a minute. And then I found this cute, isn't this the cutest bag? It's actually a makeup bag, but I found this at a boutique when I was shopping with my daughter. Where were we? I think we were in Santa Barbara. So anyway, so I got that, and I have it fully kitted. I have all the floss in here and all the beads and everything in this little Mermaids Have More Fun bag with the scales on it. So I thought that would be just a really cute project bag. And then let me show you the fabric. You guys, I decided to go, I ordered this hand dyed by Stephanie, and I haven't taken it out of the packaging yet, but this is 18 count Aida. Again, you guys, I keep chickening out on the linens. But anyway, but this is the crystal It's got some shimmer to it, and it's a variegated kind of pink, purple, and blue. And I thought that would be so pretty to make both the yellow and the greens pop on this fabric. So so I ordered that, and this is what I'm going to stitch this on. So, and I decided to go with 18 count. It's pretty small, but I decided to go with 18 count because these Noras are gigantic if you do them on 28 count or 14 count. And so I didn't want it to be quite that big, just because I think it'll be easier to find a spot for it. But isn't that pretty? And I think that like I said, I think those greens will show up, but it's still going to look kind of like the ocean. So, and because there's lots of beads on here that will be shiny, but there's no shiny thread. There's no Krennic or treasure braid or anything in it. So that's why I thought it could handle being on a shimmery fabric. So anyway, so that is my first hand dyed by Stephanie. So I think I am at least going to get this started and get a few stitches in this in May. And then I also, when I was ordering from Stephanie, nothing can travel alone. So I also got, this is 14 count vanilla latte crystal Ada as well. And this is in 14 count. So it's also got a shimmer to it. And I just got it because I wanted to see it, and in a neutral color, and I do really love the color. So I'll probably be ordering more from Stephanie. Then my other plans, you guys, is I want to start a Christmas project, and I want to start a Halloween project. So I think I've decided on, well, I have a couple of options. Maybe you guys can help me with this. I ordered this Prairie Schooler. Somebody showed it on a video. You guys, I'm sorry, I can't remember who. But somebody showed this on a video, and and I just fell in love with it, and I've been wanting to do a Prairie Schooler, and I've been wanting to do a Christmas pattern, and I just thought this one was so cute. So so this is the one that I chose, and I think I ordered this from, I can't remember, you guys, 123 Stitch or Down Sunshine Lane. Actually, I think I got it with Down Sunshine Lane when I ordered the all the stuff I needed for the Priscilla and Chelsea stitch along. But anyway, this is all in DMCs, and but I think what I'm gonna do, you guys, I think I'm gonna get DMCs, but I think for these solid trees, I'm gonna try to sub out a more variegated green. Tell me if you think that'll look okay. But I think, like I said, I think these trees would be really interesting if they were variegated. And I know I've seen a variegation that goes from like green to white, so it almost might look like there's snow on the trees. So I think I might do that, probably not with these open trees, but with these more solid trees. I might think about doing that. But anyway, so that's an option for one of the Christmas ones. I did an order from Julie Evans at, what is her, Gulf Coast Stitching, and I also got this Barbara Anna Designs pattern with these smalls on it, and I thought those were really cute too. So I love the squirrel here. So, and then the Santa and reindeer. So I might start one of these. But like I said, I'd like to participate in the Santa Sundays that that Priscilla and Chelsea do, and I don't have a Christmas project going. So so I'm going to start one of those at least. And then as far as I also bought from Julie a couple of Halloween patterns, and so I got this Jardin Privé Happy Halloween Night. Oh, and I also got some more of those Pat Carson's needles in the 24s. I have several of the 26, and I love them. So I got this one is a possibility, and then I also have the Haunted Hollow. And then I have a couple of other, that I've shown in other hauls, I have a couple of Halloween patterns too. So I want to start at least one Christmas pattern and one Halloween pattern. Then I can participate in Witchy Wednesdays as well. So so those are my Maynia plans. Like I said, I'm going to start at least 3 things. The Nora, a Christmas project, and a Halloween project. But I don't have the Christmas project or the Halloween project even kitted up yet. So so in addition to all of my WIPs, that's what I'm going to add in for Stitch Maynia. All right, let me show you then. I did stop by Hobby Lobby again when I was in Indiana and this last week, and I didn't think this is, you know, all this stuff has been on clearance for a while. I didn't think I'd find anything, but I did, and I don't know, you guys, I bought a bunch of kits, and I don't know that I'm gonna, a lot of this, I think I'm going to either do a giveaway or I'd like to participate. My friend Sonia also does a Stitchy Carousel, and I'd like to participate in that. So, anyway, so some of this stuff, and actually I bought a few things in here in mind to give to some stitchers on YouTube. So, but like I said, so I just went kind of crazy because I don't have access to a Hobby Lobby. So these little kits were just 75 cents or 50 cents. So I got this Life is Just a Bowl of Cherries. Thought that was cute. My mom made the most delicious cherry pies ever. I thought this one was cute too, with a little watermelon. So I probably won't use these little, have the little plastic frames. I probably won't do that. Or I might, like I said, I may give these away. And then this little tea one was 50 cents. So I got that. This is the one I used, actually the coupon. They have lots of coupons, 40% off and 50% off coupons at Hobby Lobby. And I had been looking for this one because my daughter loves mermaids and she loves Ariel. It's her favorite movie. So I went ahead and picked this one up for 40% off. It wasn't on sale. Then they had this cute little, someone on Flosstube is stitching this. I can't remember who it is. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm terrible. But anyway, so I went ahead and picked this up. That little, we actually grew up with Siamese cats. We actually bred Siamese. We had a pair, and a couple times a year, my mom would breed them and they would have a litter, and we'd have the kittens, and it was so much fun. So, so I may keep this one, or I may give it away. I haven't had a cat in my life in a long time. So, and then these Pretty Design Works, these were normally $27.99. They were on clearance for $7. So I just picked up the ones that they had more than this, but I just picked up the ones I thought I might stitch or I might like to give away. I think this one's really cute. So kind of whimsical. And then poppies, the California, poppies are California state flower. Now our poppies are orange, so I might sub that out for an orange color rather than red. But anyway, we have lots of butterflies here too. So I thought those were cute. I found a sampler book from Leisure Arts and lots of cute things in here. Let me see if I can show you a picture of what's in here. A lot of these it's hard to show without by not showing the pattern. But yeah, I'm kind of getting into samplers. So I loved this one with a little beehive. I don't know if you can see it. It's not a very big picture, but I think I'll probably do that one. But anyway, I thought those were pretty, and this was on clearance for $2, down from $8. And then they had several of the Thea Governor kits, and these are really pretty. I don't know that I'll keep them. I may give them away, but here's the, this one is jam jars, and I thought that was super pretty. So, so I got that one. This one I probably will keep because, and these again, you guys, are full kits with DMC. And then this one is the herb panel. I thought this one was beautiful. So I probably will keep this one and maybe do that one, but isn't that pretty? Look at all that. Love it. Then this one is Butterfly Honeysuckle. And I thought that was pretty too, with the honeysuckles on there. And again, way down, these kits were $35 and it was $8.75. So I went ahead and got those. Then they had a Reolist kit by Anchor of this pretty teacup. And so I got that one. And it's got, looks like strawberries. I love strawberries. We have those around here. Then I also found these Veruca embroidery DIY kits. And these are kind of modern. I got the pear and the pineapple. And I'm thinking about actually doing these. My sister and her spouse, they have they bought a new, she lives in Sweden, and they bought a new they bought a apartment, and they kind of like modern clean lines and kind of Scandinavian, and so I thought I might do the pineapple for them as a housewarming. I wish, it looks like there were more than just those two, but anyway, I thought that might be nice, like for their entryway. I got some of these Artiste kits by Zweigart, and I found this unicorn, which I thought was pretty. I don't know if I'll keep this. But it was $7.50, down from $30, and I thought it was kind of pretty. I also got this Dimensions kit. It's a Kathy Heck design, and just thought that was cute and looks like it would be a quick stitch, maybe as a baby gift. I found this peacock butterflies and thought that one was really pretty. Love the colors in this, and kind of have somebody potentially in mind for this. And then I also found this one, which I just thought, this is a Bucilla, so these aren't sorted, but I just thought that was just super cute with all those different motifs on there. It's big. I don't know if I would do it on this Ada because it's gigantic, but oh well, 13 by 10. I guess that's not too bad. But anyway, I thought this one was cute. Again, don't know if it's something I'll keep or I'll hand off. And then I have one other one that I got you guys that I'm not going to show because I did buy that one first specifically for a stitchy friend of mine. So, and I want to give her that and have it be as a surprise. So anyway, you guys, that is my progress. A couple of shout outs. Trying to think who... Oh my goodness. One gal I wanted to mention, she actually shouted me out, is Jeanie Schwartz. You know, us Jeanies need to stay together. Cute, cute gal. Getting back into stitching. We have kind of the same sort of history where she stitched and then, she's younger than me, but she stitched and then she was out of it for a while and now she's back to it. So check out Jeanie Schwartz. And then who else? Of course, Priscilla and Chelsea. I mean, you guys... They're so funny and cute, and I'm really enjoying that stitch along, and I'm stitching things I wouldn't have normally looked to stitch because I've been watching them. So I'm trying to think. I did bring back quite a bit of fabric from my mom's because she was a quilter and she had a whole room full of fabric, and I'm going to try to make Vanna Pfeiffer's one of her project envelopes. So I'm also bringing back a sewing machine. In fact, I shipped that because I was afraid I would not be able to pack it well. So anyway, you guys, well, that's it for me. I hope you're getting lots of stitchy time in, and I will be back soon. Take care. Enjoy Stitch Mania. Bye.